Hi, I'm Scott, and this is Scott Rod's Wicked Rides.
How's it going this week? We still have the rat rod, if anybody's interested in it. Still for sale. It's raining outside, or else it'd be outside right now, but I don't want it to get all wet. There's no roof. So, anyways, uh, we were working on box sketchy's 10-bolt rear end. We took the backing plates off to get sandblasted in my little cabinet so I can clean those up. I cut the shock mount brackets off so I can get that all cleaned up because it was one of the things that needed to be done. I drilled the holes in the perches, so the brackets for the 4-link bars and whatever I need for the QA1 for those bolts to go through there. I got those all drilled out. And then I noticed that my backing plates didn't have the separator bar, and I only had one of the parking brake brackets. So I had some questions. Started calling around. I didn't know if I could still put my brakes together without those pieces. So I thought I had to maybe find 3 pieces. But everybody says if I'm not using a parking brake, I can still put my brakes together. Kind of seems sketchy to me. Seems fitting for that truck. So for right now, we're not going to have any parking brakes. I can always add that on. I'm pretty sure I can get all that stuff from LMC. I'm trying to focus on getting it finished right now. We'll add the parking brake definitely though. I want to be safe. So I started messing with that. Right at the end of the day, as we were getting ready to go to dinner, my mom stopped by and she dropped off a box that said rigid axle. So that means that my limited slip differential is here. So that's cool. That came in Monday. But I had a really busy week ahead of me and I didn't want to open it up till I knew I was going to have time to do our little, intro on it. We moved my sister's daughter to her new apartment. Anyways, that's done over with. That was Tuesday. When I got back Tuesday afternoon, the guy that owned that Jeep that we're trying to do I was trying to do the instructional video with, that's fighting us. Um, that one, the driver's side rear axle that's got the big groove in it from the original bearing. He brought over something called a repair bearing, and well, I've never messed with one. I should have looked at the actual instructions in it. Well, I put it in the wrong way and I destroyed it. So I thought there was no way it was going to work. So I went and grabbed another one, asked him to come over. I was like, maybe you're doing something that I don't know how to do. Well, it was reversed. So the bearing is actually supposed to go the furthest out so it doesn't ride anywhere near the same position. And then it's got like a double seal that goes on the inside of it. And then it's got another seal on the outside. So it's actually got 3 seals and it's a weird bearing called a repair bearing. And I guess it's meant for that so you don't have to get a new axle. But in our case, it had ABS tone ring on it. So the ABS tone ring made it to where, yep, you can't use the repair bearing on that Jeep. So we, took that back out, destroyed another repair bearing, trying to get it back out of the way, put the original metal bearing back in that somebody had already replaced because it's not a bad one, and then put it back together so I can move it back outside. So therefore, he was looking for an axle. I'm pretty sure he just told me that he found an axle. So whenever that shows up, we'll try again. Round 3. Um, After that, that was Tuesday night now. So Wednesday, I went to Michigan, got a trailer and parts for my parents' business, R&P Carriages. So Thursday, did the same thing. There's another custom trailer done. I went and got the custom trailer, and then they had some dually wheels that we get from one of the companies. I got 30 of those. So I threw those in the bed of the truck, and we went and got those pieces. So that was Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, I was going to start off the day by opening up my rigid box, but Thursday night, we went to this thing called Queen of Hearts, which actually drew my number. I just got 10 free tickets, but I didn't win no money. But still, they drew my ticket and my number, so that was kind of cool. So we dealt with that Thursday night. My buddy asked me if I'd look at his truck, so I went and looked at his truck, listened to it, and well, that turned into my front brakes are worn out. Well, I get the front brakes off it, I spin the hub, and oh yeah, it needed a wheel bearing. So my buddy's 1500 Chevy got a new wheel bearing and new front rotors and new front brake pads. So that was my Friday pretty much most of the day. Friday, I was working on that brake job. I got that brake job done. I was like, all right, cool. I can finally get back onto my stuff. My stepbrother walks in and he reminds me that, hey, are you coming to open mic night tonight? I was like, oh yeah, I told you to remind me about that. So we went to open mic night. My brother's been trying to do some comedy. He went to school for it. I think he's doing pretty good at it. He's a pretty funny character. I'm sure it's got to be awkward sitting up there in front of people not knowing how they're going to act, how they're going to react. I'm going to go ahead and throw a little clip in here of what he did. I think it's really funny. He calls me out in the one, so we're going to do that one.
My brother's here tonight. Scotty, say hi. I love hanging out with Scotty, but he's a car guy and I'm a comic book guy. So when we hang out, we have one common ground: drinking. But when we drink, it's not usually beers, it's not even shots. We're drinking bombs and other crazy college kid drinks. So one night he introduces me to a drink called an Irish trash can. For anyone that doesn't know, an Irish trash can is one shot each of vodka, rum, gin, triple sec, peach schnapps, blue curacao, and just a splash of a full can of Red Bull. So the first one was strong. It lasted a little while. By the third one, they were going down within minutes. And by the fifth one, I woke up in my bed the next morning. No pants, like I was Donald Duck. I go to get out of bed, and I step in something wet and squishy. It's my pants, wet in what smells like urine, and filled with what appears to be vomit. So naturally, I have questions. So I call the only one I know with answers. I call Scotty. I say, "Hey, Scotty, what happened last night?" He's like, "Well, what's the last thing you remember?" I remember being at the bar, and he's like, "Well, do you remember going to the Slipper?" I said, "No." And he's like, "Oh, well," and I'm like, "Hey, did I pee my pants?" And he goes like, yeah, you did that." And I'm like, so like that was at the Slipper? He goes, no, you did that first. I said, "Okay, well, you must explain." He says, "Okay, so we were there and you said, hey, let's go to the timeshare. FYI, the timeshare is the Slipper." That's my timeshare.
All right, so that was my brother's stand-up. I don't know what you guys thought about it. It makes us laugh. It's pretty funny. I like going and supporting him. So now that we went and did that, that brings us to Saturday, July 19th. So I don't know about you guys, but everything on my Facebook, everything on my car shows, everything on my events list was July 19th. And I woke up July 19th to a monsoon rainstorm. So first off, one of the car shows instantly got canceled. The other car show instantly got canceled. The band that we were possibly going to go see at the bar got canceled. So I figured everything was going to be canceled. So I started off my day with, I opened up my differential box and I showed you guys the gear set that I bought, the bearings, and the company I bought it from. So let's go check that out real quick. All right. Check out and see what we got in this rigid axle box. Oh yeah, stickers. Always good to have some new stickers. All right, yeah, one box. 342 gear ratio. Sweet. What I ordered. DM 8.5 10 bolt 1970 to 1998. Positive. Yeah, here we go. Don't need this right now. And we have the 8.5 to 8.6 GM, 30 spline, Duragrip, large hub, 2.73 and up, positive traction, composite clutch. It's on gear. Oh yes. We're waiting on this moment for a long time. Can't wait to put this in the truck. Warnings. Non-synthetic 8090. Oh yeah. That's going to be awesome. Cannot wait. Oh, another sticker. Purple. It's going to match the truck. Awesome. That's all we got here. Put that back in so we don't lose nothing. Oh yeah. Nicely separated all the bearings, bolts, shims. Nice. Cool. Should have everything I hope I need right here. Got the gasket. Nice. Got the ring gear. Got the pinion. So, I've only set one up in school, so I'm going to call a guy for this. So hopefully I can get him to do this sooner than later. And looks like I'll just have to get some wheel bearings and axle seals for the end. And that should be everything for the center. I hope we get this thing together soon. I can't wait to see this frame come back to life. With that QA1 suspension, now we got a good gear. I can start putting everything on the bottom. I still got to get a radiator. I still got to figure out a fuel tank. So hopefully we start putting this back together real soon. So after we opened up the gear, I was getting phone calls from everybody. Oh man, the import show is going on still. The import show is going on still. Well, it still looked like rain. There was still rain in the forecast. It kept changing when it was going to happen. It said it was going to be 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Well, the intake on the G35 for the turbo is literally right behind the grill. So I personally didn't want to drive it in the rain. I do have the Lexus GS300, and it's just been sitting around. So I said, why not? We'll clean that up, turn the purple headlights on, and we'll go over to the import show tonight. Well, also, when I was at breakfast on Saturday, the one lady that works at the bar is my buddy's mom. Well, they were doing, they call it Cocktails in Karate Park, which is they let every different bar from town, which I think there's like 5 or 6 of them, they rotate them in. They get their chance to, serve cocktails in the park, and then the family can bring their, kids down and play on the playgrounds. There was live music. There was food. I'm not sure what food they've had there every other time, but they had Thai food last night. Thai food's really good. There's a lady in town that makes it. She used to make it at our local bar. I think it was like once a month, maybe every other week. Super good. You sell out all the time. So of course there was a line when I showed up there. So we got some Thai food. We got some drinks in the park. I let my phones charge real quick. And once I was done in the park, I only had one drink. I wasn't trying to get wasted. It was super hot. So had my one drink and I went over to the import tuner show. And well, long story short on that, we went back to the racetrack and I got lots of footage of that, and I'm just going to keep rambling if not. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the import show over at Grundy County Speedway. That was July 19th. I'm pretty sure it was called Stance Down Low Import Tuner Fest. Last year was really awesome. I saw lots of footage from it. I saw lots of, my friends that went to it. There ended up being a ZL1 Camaro that did the spectator drags, and he didn't know how to let out of the throttle, so he was the guy that hit the wall, ramped up on the side, and came down on the driver's side really hard because he didn't want to lose against an import, which he did. He lost his car too. But like I said, I can keep rambling. I'm gonna do what I can today, Sunday, and I'm gonna get all this stuff edited. I'm going to get it going so I can drop that video tomorrow. But as soon as I get everything edited, I'm coming back down here and I'm going to get working on this rear end for next week. Hopefully we can have that thing together, possibly underneath the purple frame. I keep on saying that, keep on saying, but I'm going to do what I can this week to start getting some, progress back on sketchy, because I've been going to the racetracks. I've been doing all kinds of other stuff. It's time to get back on my projects. So next week, hopefully we got work for sketchy. Right now, we're going over to Grundy County. We're going to go see some night drifting and see what actually showed up at the import show after our torrential rains this morning. So you guys have a good week. You guys have a good night. You guys have a good day whenever you're watching this. I appreciate everybody watching all my stuff. I appreciate all the likes and the comments. If there is something you guys want to see me work on in the shop, you can drop it in the comments, and I'll try to let you know when it's on my list. But I'm very thankful for everybody that's been watching and supporting. Like I said, if there's anything I can do to get you guys more interested, let me know, and I'll see what I can do about it. But for now, I'm very busy. We're trying to get in that other shop still. Like I said, I'm going to keep rambling. Here we go. Let's go night drifting. You guys have a great time.
Spectator drags, please go to the center track. We will line you up there side by side, call you up, and you will be racing. And the final race will be a best 2 out of 3 run, just so you guys know. Making their parade lap, we have a Focus ST, followed by a BMW. M3 of sorts. Looks like it has that V8 in it, judging by the little hood. Let me ask you this, James, can they hear me? Can you guys hear me down there? All right, we're gonna do a 3, 2, 1 countdown. James, you'll be their pointers, got it? Ready, 3, 2, 1, first one's go! Go, 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 go! Let's see what that big turbo can do on the Focus. Will it kick up? Oh, no way. All right, coming to the line, final turn. Who's going to take it? We got this. Is it the Focus? No way. The Focus ST takes it. Wow. Right now, followed by a gray Focus. You'll notice the difference. We have a facelift, 2014, 2013 generation, and 2015 plus. Not much of a difference other than one has a different bumper. All right, pull them up to the line, a little more, a little more, a little more. There you go, stop. Perfect. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go! All right, gray Focus is, wow. That gray Focus has some movement. All right, away he goes. Let's see, can the black Focus reel him in like he did that BMW? I don't know, man. Gray Focus might be dethroning the king already. Here we go to the line. Black Focus is catching up. Gray Focus, give him a round of applause. So we know for sure. All right. Black Focus, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Stop. Civic, up, 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 up. Up, 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 stop. Hey, I got it right. I'm good from up here. I love it. All right. Once he's clear of you guys so you don't get run over. Are you guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Never fear torque steer from a Civic, but V-Tech is kicking it hard. That sounds like he missed a gear there. A little too high on that pass. Focus is going for a leisurely cruise down the back stretch. Here he comes to the line. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for the Ford Focus taking it against the Civic. Woo! All right. And there he goes. Good job. Alright, so for the focuses, since they seem to be the dominant force here, we are going to switch them. If the gray focus wins again, he takes it. If he loses on the other side of the track, we will do a runoff. And that's how it's going to be. And then we will have our favorite 777 drift team out there drifting immediately after. Take a peek at the track. They're just poking their nose in a little bit, letting you know they're there. They've got their lights ready. They're ready to put on a show. All right, gray focus, you ready? Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. And stop, black focus, stop. Gray focus, pull up a hair more. Stop, perfect, look at that. All right, you ready, boys and girls? Last round, hopefully 3, 2, 1, go! Off to a rough start here. We got the gray focus taking the outside high. The black focus holding his own on the inner side, but will the gray focus reel him in? Ooh, this could be a close one coming down to the line. Here we go. That inside line seems to be the dominant line here. This is for all the marbles, the spectator championship right here. And then we will have Mr. Chris Hill on the drag strip for us. And stop, black focus, gray focus, pull up a little more, stop. All right, black focus, pull up more. Stop, good, gray focus a little more. Stop. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Strategy of trying the outside, see if he can hold into this bold strategy for him. I don't know if it didn't work earlier, but he's reeling in this time, and let's see what he can do on this back stretch. Ooh, he might have just given away that championship. Let's see what he can do right here. He's coming around real close. For the win. Give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That is your spectator drag champion for the night. 777's got Jamie Meyer and Chris Hill. Let's go. Look at them. Look at these beautiful machines. All new tires ready to go. Here we go. Those machines are absolute animals. If you get a chance, check them out. Go to their trailer. Check these cars out when they're not running. I won't tell.
5-0.
here. It is not, wow, it got real quiet and real fast. You can turn it up a little bit, man. I don't like my voice that much. He was vibing, he was a whole other level. There we go. There we go. All right, maybe you can turn it up a little more. That's good. He's not listening. He can't hear me anymore. All right, how many more people we got trickling in here? We got a few more. 1, 2, 3. A family over there. Another family over there. A bunch of Mustangs leaving. The crowd's over here. I don't know why they're going that way. Anyway, I'm done being funny. If I even am. So, from the bottom of our hearts, even though we had a monsoon earlier today, we want to thank you guys for coming out and enjoying Tuner Fest with us. Give yourselves a round of applause. You came out here when a lot of people didn't. There we go. Let's show you guys some love. Listen, we're all a tight-knit car community. This is what it's all about. We're not here for just these. We're here for, camaraderie, family, friendships, watching other people destroy their cars for our entertainment, right? What's not fun to love about that?
So if you like what you see, hit that like, subscribe, and notification button because we have new videos coming out every Monday.